A hot issue, of course, in 2016 will be the fight against ISIS and the best way to destroy the terror group that has promised to take their fight directly here to America. Recently, I had the chance to speak with Ohio Governor John Kasich. He's running for president. We talked about ISIS and a whole lot more. You've also been out on the trail talking about battling ISIS and how you don't think the president is doing enough to take on radical Islam. I wonder, though, when you talk about ground troops, can you get more specific? What is it going to take? What kind of sacrifice are you going to ask from the American people? Is it 10,000 U.S. troops, 15,000 U.S. troops? What will you need to actually not just take on, but defeat ISIS?
Well, you know, Ed, I think it should be a coalition. I don't think we should go alone. It's up to the civilian leader, the commander-in-chief, to decide that we're going to take on a mission. And then you need the military commanders to come in and tell you how they would conduct it. And then you take a look at what they're suggesting, and you have good people around you to figure out how to do it. Now, this is not theory on my part. I sat there for 18 years. I was there when we made a decision on the Gulf War. We made a decision on what we would do in Lebanon. And I watched this all roll out. So, but I do think that we have to begin to kill ISIS. We need to take them out and destroy that caliphate. But that's only one piece of what our national security, but it's our most pivotal right now, which is radical Islam. But Ed, I have to also tell you that when we've gone from 4 years from development and deployment of a major weapon system to 22 years, that means we're driving up costs and not getting what we pay for. So when you strengthen the military, you not only have to strengthen it, but you have to reform the building, because we have too many bureaucrats, too much red tape, too much duplication, and too much delay. So it all fits together, Ed, if you want to have an effective, strong, lethal, and mobile military.
Governor, as you introduce yourself to voters, let's end on your personal faith. You've been very direct in talking about it as you roll out this campaign. Some candidates don't like to mix politics and faith. Tell our viewers how your personal faith has impacted your life, but also your political career and sort of how you approach all of these big issues.
Well, first of all, Ed, everybody needs to understand that I'll be the first in line to declare myself a flawed man, because I don't get it all right. I think what faith does is gives me a perspective, and so things aren't so close. You know, I know this life is short. You do the best you can here, and you have a life yet to come. And I'm a person that believes in the do's of faith, which is, you know, even love your enemies, pray for your enemies, be humble, take care of your neighbor. When I get the do's right, then I can think about the don'ts. But right now, after 28 strong years of study, and I'm still working on the do's, but I don't consult the Bible to figure out what my decisions are. But it does make me sensitive and concerned about the challenges that many people have during their lives.
Well, Governor, if you make it into the primetime debate, you may need that Bible. There's going to be some elbows flying around, and we wish you luck in the days ahead.
Thank you. Thanks, Ed.
Interesting because, you know, it's controversial, but he expanded Medicaid in Ohio. Some conservatives are not happy about that. We talked about it in the last hour. But at one point, one of the parts we didn't show is I asked him, are you trying to bring back, and you'll remember this from interviewing George W. Bush before he ran for president. I remember your interviews about compassionate conservatism. I said, are you bringing that back? Because I think when you listen to Kasich, he kind of is. But he rejected it and said, look, I hate to get into labels, because he knows in the Republican Party right now it's a fine line.
Well, it is. And he whipped around when asked about Medicaid expansion and paraphrased the Bible.
Yeah.
Controversial.
Talks about his faith a lot.
He does.
I like that about him.
All right.